Did you guys see AEW?
I saw. I did not watch the show.
Right.
I saw the clips of the stuff.
I had the bulk of it on. I kind of was reading and looking at the screen and whatever, but I saw most of it. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
here's the thing. This come back to our conversation we just had previously. Is that I want it's hard for me to just watch a cold wrestling show.
Yeah. Right.
Like there's no progressive story just to see them. Like seriously, it's like they've done nothing. It's like you're going to a movie and you're just walking in the theater. Nothing about it, nothing, stuff. So it's like I don't know. It's just I'd want to know what I'm going to go see first before I go see it. So I want to see storylines progress. I don't know.
Yeah, or it's like a YouTube channel for a movie. We'll have 6, 7, 8 clips from the movie. 5
Okay, let me
minutes
tell you
each,
one. Let me tell you one thing that really surprised me. So they have this guy called Nakazawa, right? And so I was watching little clips of the Elite, and they were wearing Nakazawa shirts. They were talking about Nakazawa, and I was like, wow, who is this guy that I've never even fucking heard of him? How good must this guy really be? Because, I mean, they were really putting him over,
Right.
And so I don't understand what is the deal about this guy. He's sucks.
Bro, you don't gotta listen.
Yes.
Okay, this is how, and I tweeted about, bro. This is where I think they're having problems right off the bat. Okay, is that every single thing they're doing, their fan base is patting them on the back and applauding everything, regardless of how bad it is.
Right.
Except
Like you can't sit there and say, you can't objectively watch that show and not sit there and say that shit sucks, that shit's good, that shit's awful, that shit's good, that shit's okay, that shit's fucking crazy, that shit's fucking. Why are they doing that? That's ridiculous. You look at like that. That's what you get when I'm watching clips of all this stuff and all the things. That's what I'm getting the feel from watching the show. But everybody that thinks about, oh, this is great. All their fans, and I'm like, no, some of this is not great. Some of this stuff is like the pouring the oil thing is, on his body. Have you seen that? You see the spot he does?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's too fake. It's just too fake.
It's
You know
just
what I'm
like,
saying?
it's not even fake. To me, it's like corny and it's not even funny. It's like,
Right.
The thing is, for me personally, there was such a big buildup with this guy. I thought he was like either like a real good high flyer, like a New Japan, really good, strong style, or maybe some hardcore nut. He's neither of them. He's just a guy that fucking puts baby oil on you and does all that Gaga stuff. And you and me love Gaga.
Right.
But there's nothing worse than bad Gaga. It's almost like sin.
Yeah. It's something where, bro, me and you would do Gaga. And you would take your shoe off and throw it at me and stuff, But I wouldn't sell like I got knocked out, I'd be like, oh shit, I sound like you throw a shoe at me, right? And then, we'd grab the mic and sing songs back and forth. We'd do like rap wars,
Right.
But we wouldn't do something that two guys in a fight would never just cartoon it. Like the spot is like you're doing a Saturday morning cartoon right square in the middle of the match. It's like it's literally cartoonish, And it's like you can't really be, cartoonish.
I don't even mind the cartoonish because there's cartoonish things that pop me. It's just it isn't funny to me, and so to me, I'm just like, okay, that's not funny. We spent all this time on this spot that's not funny, and so now I'm like, okay, this kind of sucks.
It's like? It's like they're forcing the joke on us.
Right.
They're trying to tell us we have to laugh.
Right. Now here's the one I did pop at this. I did pop at when, and it was the right crowd to do it in front of too, because that's like a video game crowd, right, Joe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's that? It isn't Mortal Kombat, but what's that video? Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, I've watched guys sit in a room and have Street Fighter Mortal Kombat tournaments so long that I knew exactly what it was, not because I played video games.
Right.
But when they did the thing like that, the Hadouken, I popped and the whole place popped. But I don't know if that could have gotten over anywhere else. I don't know. Would a normal fan base have popped at that, Joe?
Really just I think AEW's would have in general, but it definitely helped that they were at that tournament, or the convention or whatever it was. So
Well, plus
and real quick, let me just say this. Then this is almost how I look at it. I didn't see the show, so I can't comment. That's why I wanted to ask Joe, who watches WWE and Impact and other shows, and I'll get to that question in a second. But my whole thing is, it almost seems like on the top, they're real good. You know, they got some names, you know, all the names that we know. And then like it almost like from mid-card down, you kind of shake your head at a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they did. Because here's the problem is that, you know, you watch the product in wrestling today, and it's like basically there's no separation between the indies and the big stage. Like all the guys on WWE were kind of like everybody's from the same epicenter. You know, they're all from the indies, the Ring of Honor, everything. So all these guys that worked against each other on the indies, you know, all kind of like elevated themselves, you know, like guys who retiring and stuff are now working in the big leagues across all the major platforms. But bro, it's like, I'll be honest with you, the work is no different from one show to the next. There's good workers on every single show, and there's also on every single show interspersed with very bad indie style workers. Right. And it's like all the companies now have signed like the best indie workers, but they've also had to sign some of the shitty indie workers, and every company has that combination. You know what I'm saying? So there's really like quality wise, it's like the work kind of looked, because everybody's talking about, bro, the name of the show is All Elite Wrestling. So we were like, the way they were, when we thought that this concept was being sold, you're thinking that they're bringing basically the critical acclaim of New Japan to the States now, you know, because like a New Japan G1 Climax show is like all these great songs, you know, and like that's kind of like when you think of All Elite Wrestling and Kenny and the Bucks, when they were coming here, thinking, okay, that's what they're selling us. But it's not like they're selling us like, wow, you kind of sold us this, but you're only giving us that for like a couple of the matches.
Right.
It's like the rest of the stuff is kind of like this bad indie stuff.
And I'll give you an example. When you first walked into a WCW locker room, how old were you?
27 years old, I think. 26 or 27.
27 years old, all right. Look around the locker room when you first walked in, okay? Look around the locker room and give me about 6 names that were in that locker room.
Okay. Well, so let me tell you my first day on the job.
Right. Okay. Bader beat up fucking
Orndorff beat up Bader. Yeah.
First day, there's already a fight between two huge stars, bro. It's like my first day. Let me just say this: my first day at ECW, New Jack got into a fight with one of the Dudleys, and we were in this thing called Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, and literally, and you can ask Joe if he's been there. The building sits like on the precipice of like a mountain ledge. Am I correct or not?
Yeah, it's like basically the fight could have ended with someone going off the cliff if they went like out the window or whatever. Yeah,
he breaks the window. He breaks this guy's head against the window, and I literally thought he was gonna throw him through the window. I was like, "What the fuck is going on in this fucking locker room, bro?"
Right.
You know. Well, go ahead.
Just to get back to your question, so it's like you walk up and like you know. You just got these grown ass men with big barreled chests and forearms.
Give me some names. Who was in there?
You know, the Stein
Bader,
Orndorff. Vader, Orndorff. Kevin. I think Rotunda was there. Just every. God, it was so long ago.
Randy Savage.
Right.
Yeah, no, Savage won. I don't think Savage. We were still in center stage my first day on the job. We were doing the center stage tapings. Okay, so it was like you know, Arn Anderson.
Or like Ray Traylor.
You know, it's just like grown men.
So let me tell you. So real quick.
I was a kid. And
that's what I'm trying to get at. All right. So now we'll go to me. First time I ever walk into WWE, right? I go into the locker room and I see, you know, Mr. Fuji and Andre the Giant and what's this guy, Ultimate Warrior and Kerry Von Erich. And I mean, bro, the list goes on and on and on. The fucking the World Warriors were there. And so, you know, and I was probably 25. And so now if you're 25 years old, that's kind of your median age in the dressing room, maybe even younger.
Yeah, you've been
There's
around
not
10
a lot
years.
of veterans in the dressing room anymore. And back then, to get to WWE, to even get to like Arena Mexico, to get to WCW, you had to kind of have been on the indies, you know, or territories, right?
Yeah.
You know, for 10 years before they even brought you in. Now they're bringing guys out because they had a good match on YouTube and they've only been in the business 3 years, or they cut a good promo and they don't have that experience, and there is no substitute for experience, because it takes you about, I don't care what anybody says, it takes you, and Chavo Guerrero once said this to me and I didn't believe him, it takes you about 10 years to learn this business. This is a fucking art. You don't just take a guy because he's quick and put him on a pro football team and think he's going to beat cornerbacks and safeties. It takes you 10 years to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, plus too, it's like it's like the wrestling today. The matches are so scripted from start to finish that what you did, and this is how people learn to work. They're learning to work just laying out their match in the back, move for move, literally move for move, and they go out and do it. And what the problem is that when you do that, it's like these guys don't, by learning that way, they don't know how to pick up when they like when you drop a cup of coffee on the floor, it's like you say, like these guys don't know how to, like nobody knows how to clean it up. It's like something happens in the match where you fuck up,
right?
Like the shit just completely breaks down, and they don't know how to manage their way out of it without making it look like you just completely fucked your spots up,
right?
And they just up where they left out. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of that.